Okay, so the test server is back up, which means we can play Pack 3 and custom packs again, which is really exciting. So I just want to show off one of the runs that I did, and I've been playing it quite a bit, of course. It's just so exciting to have so many new pets and try out so many different things. It's kind of interesting to like experience this game like a complete beginner again, where you're just like testing out a bunch of things and seeing what works. Also going against some teams, and like some teams have just crazy good teams that you're wondering how they ever got that strong. But I'll go ahead and just get into like what I think is good and things like that. So the start, I think hummingbirds and strawberries seem very strong because hummingbirds give +2/+2. That's pretty good, especially on turn 1 and 2. So we're getting +4/+4, where you suddenly have a 6/7 on turn 2, and I think that's just a very nice advantage to have. Uh, you can see they went all hummingbirds, but you do need the strawberry. Strawberry being a tier 1 means like you're pretty much guaranteed to just get a strawberry. It should be very easy and very consistent, right? At least that's the hope. And then kiwis, like a 2/2 is not that bad, and then it's some scaling as well. I went for an early tier 3. I don't know if early tier 3s are really that important in this, but early toad. Toad is an interesting one. So whenever something is moved or gets hurt, then it gets applied weakness to. So if they have a really strong unit at the front, it's going to guarantee get weakness on them. And also I found that toad kind of goes well with woodpecker. The woodpecker immediately does 1 damage to the first 2 enemies, and then they will both get weakness on them. So that's a pretty cool little combo that I got 10 wins with once. You can see some yaks there. I guess the idea is to go koala. Sorry, don't want to mispronounce that again. And then put a yak behind it, and then that is some free scaling. What a roll into triple hummingbird. That is very unexpected. So I am going to get a level 3. Without the use of chocolate, I feel like level 3s are going to be more rare. But like tier 1s, I guess you can sometimes get level 3s, and it's not too rare. Just decided to buy a peach with my last remaining gold. And Panda. Panda's also a pretty interesting unit. So it faints, but it gives half its stats to the thing in front. When you level it up, it gives 100% and then 150%. So it's actually quite a good unit to have. And just if you can scale it as well, it's pretty much like scaling something else. And if you're thinking about like really long term, if you have a level 3, then that is great. Early eel, so a tier 4 that gains 50% of its health at the start of the battle. Oh, I almost forgot to mention this also. And early pelican. Pelican's actually just great scaling. It gives 2 strawberry friends +1/+1. So it is like a weak penguin, I guess. I just decided to give a strawberry to the hummingbird. So kind of going with the strawberry build here. But I wanted to bring up how good salamander is. It is a tier 2 that scales. I've gotten a couple of 10 wins with salamander, and if you see one on turns 3 and 4, I think it's definitely worth picking up and trying to go for level 2. And then you just buy, sell everything with the start of battle ability, and you're gaining +2/+2 for just 2 gold, and it's really nice. And then you can like fill out the rest of your team with other stuff. There's some pretty good start of battle abilities too, like Hawk is a start of battle ability. That's a tier 4. You can see Salamander is turn 6 though, it's too late. We already have some other scaling stuff. And now I decided to go with the eel and strawberry, but the pelican only buffs 2 things. I don't know how it determines it. It might just be like the 2 strongest, but I decided to sell that thing anyway and go with the other tier 3 scaler. It is turn 5. It might be a little bit late, but this thing gets +1/+1 when it's level 1, and then as long as you have 2 strawberry friends, it gets +2/+2. So another nice strawberry scaling synergy. My thoughts overall on strawberries is that it's not OP, it's not broken. Like I've tried multiple times and it has like I've gotten a couple 10 wins, but I've also failed many times. It's not like it's that broken. It feels like the kind of thing where if you really high roll, then yeah, you're going to have a pretty nice advantage, but if you don't get great luck, then it's going to fail. So it's not like it's a pretty balanced strategy. It kind of feels like there's a lot of things in this game that were broken initially, but like this is just a more standard kind of build. This one isn't really too interesting. This really is just like plain pack 1 or something, or pack 2, which is scaling. So maybe not the most interesting, but it is for sure like an ability that stands out because there's so many strawberry effects. So definitely worth trying out and getting to know a little bit. I think so. The teams that I've been losing to, a lot of the times it feels like they're the vulture teams. I don't know if it's just me, but like vulture seems really good. And then there's a lot of really nice feint abilities as well, like Anteater, which summons 2 level 1 ants. It's just like when you get those feint abilities going with that Vulture, it seems like it's just so powerful and it's hard to beat. So that might be another strat I'm going to be trying out. The Puffin is a pretty interesting one too. It's like a sniping as a tier 2, and it scales with how many strawberry friends you have. So that's a nice one to have, but I didn't actually really see it on turns 3 and 4, I don't think, so decided not to go with it. Instead, just going with this Hawk and then double Pelican scaling. So +2/+2 a turn, and then the Eel also gaining 50%. I was really hoping to find another Pelican. That did not happen. I guess I could have also taken an Eel or a Hawk, just like anything, but did not find any of the things I wanted to. Decided to just take Grapes. That's 1 free gold next turn, and every turn after that. If you don't have any other plans on putting like equipment on a unit, like it probably makes sense to just put Grapes on a weak thing, right? At least I think so. So Shoe Bill is another scaler. It's similar to Pelican, just except it affects all the strawberry units. So it's just slightly better, but it's also 1 tier later, and I guess it has slightly worse stats. So do I bother with the strawberry? I guess so. Decided to strawberry the other Pelican. Pepper is really good, but it doesn't really go well with the strawberries because everything needs strawberries. But that's okay. So the final strawberry unit that I think is actually like the most OP probably is Velociraptor. It gives free coconut armor to one of your strawberry friends, and that's just the only time you can ever get like coconut or any really good equipment is with that. It feels like again, the bell pepper is not bad, but here you can see a Vulture team with a level 2 Ant, and of course I lose to it. Seems to be the majority of my losses. I guess in order to counter that, you'd probably want the push effects, right? Like that would seem to make the most sense if you can somehow make it work. But I don't know. I haven't seen the push effects work too well, so haven't been too impressed by those. Get the Velociraptor extremely lucky, and you can see our scaling's great now. We've got +4/+4, and then another +2/+2 for the Pelican. And the Eel is a great thing to scale in the mid game because it's getting that extra HP. The Sabertooth is kind of strange, so it summons a copy of the thing it kills. No idea if that's really going to be that good. Still experimenting with a lot of things. I'm going to combine. Going to lose that great, but that's okay. It's only 1 gold per turn, right? And then hopefully get level 2... What is it called? I already forget. Pelican, yeah, that's right. Popcorn, again, another nice little thing to have if no other equipment is available. Just summon another tier 6, like that could be pretty nice. It could summon an Orca, which summons like 2 more things with feint abilities, which is kind of crazy. So there's always a possibility you get really lucky and summon an Orca with Popcorn, assuming you're buying a tier 6. Alright, so we got a 25/42 Eel, and then the Coconut Armor on the weakest thing is a little sad, but still helps us out quite a bit. And then the biggest thing that would help us is level 2 Velociraptor, but I guess since it gave me 2 Shoe Bills, I'll go for level 3 and then get even more scaling. So kind of lame for sure. I would say I could show some other runs. Actually, I will. So after this, I'll just put in a quick like couple 10-win teams that I had that I think were more interesting. The Salamander, again, is just really good, so I'd recommend taking that a lot of the time. And then, yeah, one shows off the Toad and the Woodpecker, which is pretty cool. I've also seen Woodpecker be with the, is it Triceratops? The thing that gets +3, or a random friend gets +3/+3 whenever it gets hurt. The Woodpecker also scales really well, or, I mean, it levels up really well because its ability just goes off twice. So if you have like a level 2 Woodpecker and a level 2 Triceratops, then suddenly you're getting what, +12/+12 for your team, and that's just pretty solid. I don't know if it's actually going to be like OP or not. I feel like we're still experimenting. You know, who knows what the actual meta is going to be. But hey, this got 10 wins once, so how bad could it be? But maybe like no one else knows what they're doing. That is a really strong line, but that coconut armor came in really clutch there. Able to trade with their strongest unit because of that coconut. That is the power right there. And it seems like, I guess the Velociraptor is random. But if we can get level 3 Velociraptor, we'll just get 3 coconuts. That would be the best, I guess. Eventually, I guess I could sell, like, once everything gets to 50/50, which is still going to be a little bit, I could sell the Pelican and start replacing the strawberries with something else. But, like, Pepper on a 50/50 doesn't really make too much sense. I guess if it goes against another 50/50, it would be kind of helpful. So, is better than nothing for sure. And I don't think like popcorn. I guess maybe on the shoe bill. I'm not sure if there's any tier 5s that are really good when they get summoned. I'd have to look into that. I think Anteater was tier 4, right? There's the woodpecker. Luckily, it did not break my coconut armor. It went off afterwards, so that's pretty lucky. And the push effect's kind of strange, but didn't really affect my team too much. The food items on tier 6 are very weird. They give +4 health or +4 attack to 2 friends. So it's like pizza, except it skews your stats even more, which I guess could be useful in some situations. Like with this eel, I guess you kind of want more HP, but who knows. And then I just don't understand what happens here. The woodpecker goes to Triceratops, level 3 Triceratops, then the cola, which gets buffed because of the woodpecker, so just crazy cool team synergy. Unfortunately, it just loses to really good stats with coconut, but still a pretty solid team all around. And now I'll go ahead and show the other ones. Okay, and here the teams are. This first one, level 3 salamander, very lucky, and then an eel, and then the tier 6 that is like a hatching chick. It's just great tempo. It just immediately gives stats. It is only until the end of battle, but still, it's really helpful just to win. Also had a starfish on the team. Starfish, I feel like, is just a little bit worse than salamander because it's tier 3 instead of tier 2, but still may be a pretty good unit. You can see there's swordfish there. It killed my strongest salamander, but then dies because of the weakness in the hawk. Level 3 hawk deals a pretty nice amount of damage. And then again with the woodpecker toad and then the salamander scaling with the hatching chick thing. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. See ya.